Are you a dad yet?
I am, sir. I am.
Right
I am.
on.
4 weeks old. That little boy. Little boy.
Are you getting any sleep?
I am. The wife's not.
So, guys, I'll tell you what, we've been long awaiting to get DOS, Director of Soccer from Forge FC, on the line, on the channel. We've got him here. He's a fantastic guy. But before we go into this, there's something that Jelani recently had as an addition to the family. So, point being is you'll see what just went by as you get to see this as it opens up, Jelani. But thank you very much for coming in. Tell us about Kayan and how's the missus doing?
He's fantastic. He's a carbon copy of myself, if I do say so.
Wow.
He took every bit of my DNA, and the missus is even better. She's fantastic. Yeah, you may hear him in the background occasionally here, setting off.
Hopefully.
Everything's fantastic at home with the family. How you doing?
Good, mate. Good, mate. I mean, it's been a while since I saw you last at Atco Field, but don't kid yourself. I will be coming down to your end of the woods, and we've got lots and lots to get through here. I want to get straight into this, Jelani. Like, being a director of soccer, give the viewers a lowdown of your day-to-day activities in the off-season, not just in the in-season.
You're a jack of all trades, and this has been an exciting week. Obviously tonight with our CONCACAF Champions Cup draw. Tomorrow we have our CPL U Sports draft. But the responsibilities are kind of to connect and be a conduit between the staff, the players, the executive branch, and also the league.
Mm-hmm.
Day-to-day operations, you could be helping the staff schedule lunches, booking travel, doing player contracts. So you're kind of scattered through everywhere and making sure that you're always available to keep things in structure.
How tough is it? Sometimes it's got to be a bad day for somebody in professional football, and DOSs have that power, they have that strength and a character, and they have to make tough decisions. What's it like when you have to say to some guy, "Got to move you along," or was it like when you say, "I want to bring you along to this club"?
It's a lot of resilience needed sometimes. Like you said, it amounts to a lot of stress, a lot of discipline, a lot of responsibility. But in that, there's the good and the bad, right? You said there's nothing like the feeling of showing a young man his dreams about to come true. But on the flip side of that, there's also the sad point of you ending or concluding a portion of someone's journey, right? So those conversations are never easy, but I can't say that I'm used to making too many of them. It's not a good feeling. However, in the event that I do, I make sure I have a positive outlook on and spin on it. I think it's important for a player to know what you found good in their performance, what can improve on, what they can carry on, take with them.
So, talking about your playing career as well, you must have been in a situation, and I know you was over in Germany. You was over in there after I was in Germany, but I know where you were. You're also a team called Sturm Graz. So you got around some big clubs, right? Do you actually meet DOSs as a player, or is it something that literally you got to bring these skills to the skill set to the table on your own? Can you find that kind of look up to a guy and lead yourself from him, or is there any examples before you actually get in the seat?
As a player, your general communication is with your head coach, your staff directly. Your team manager is probably your go-to person. That's your conduit to kind of organize when you first arrive, whether it's your visas, it's a car, it's your cell phone. So a director of soccer operations, you really come across. If you do, it's in regards to some more travel related things like that, and maybe contract, but it's more the GM in that sense. But yeah, when I growing up as a player, I didn't even think that I'd be in this industry as an executive, and even so, I had less examples. I had people that I could look up to. So my first example was actually our former director of football, Kostas Smiotis, who I've worked closely with, or used to work closely with, for my 5 years here at Forge, and I can't think of a better example, a better person that I could have learned from.
So what kind of technical side of the game do you look for within a player? When you're picking up a player, it's got to be down to you, it's got to be down to the coach. But when we're talking acquisition of players, what are the qualities that Forge FC expect and look out for when bringing in a player?
I think what we miss in sports are the intangibles. The first thing you want to find about a player is who they are as a person. Because the effect they have in the locker room and on the staff could either make or break a team. So the first thing we ask is who this player is as a person. We check and do our due diligence onto who they are as a player, but obviously you want to fit that Forge philosophy. We're a team that's calm and composed. We're a team that's tactically sound, and we're a team that likes to play football. So those are the first qualities to look for, is a player that can fit our mold and our philosophy and how Coach Bobby wants to play and how our staff expects things to be executed.
Now, that's a winning mentality that I'm hearing you actually describe to the watchers and the viewers, because basically I've seen the Forge out of Hamilton FC the last 4 years, winning 4 cup finals out of 5. That says it for itself. You've done the number on Cavalry twice, Hamilton and Pacific as well. What is it that makes Forge the best team in a final? What quality have Forge got that apparently the other clubs don't?
I think one, our staff does a brilliant job at preparing the players and giving them the game plan to win. Coach Bobby is absolutely tedious in details.
Right.
So that's the side I think it gives an advantage, is that in those first 2 seasons, the CONCACAF competition prepared us for big games. I'd be remiss to think anyone has come close to Forge in the CPL in terms of having big, meaningful games. We've played in 5 finals. We played in CONCACAF semifinals. We played in a CAN Champs final, and we've advanced pretty deep in that tournament as well. So I think having the poise and our players having that big game experience helps on the bright lights.
You're talking about coaches in the CPL. Now, Bobby Schmerniotis, it must be an absolute thrill to work with and to work for, because the man's obviously a genius. What does he have above other coaches? Like you just said, 4 cup finals out of 5, a great founded club. The nucleus of the club is a winning mentality. I've seen it up and close and personal. You know, I've been to games really close where you guys are. But talk about Bobby Schmerniotis. What is the defining quality that he brings that apparently other coaches cannot reach? Especially, just going to say this, Tommy Wheeldon Jr. losing 2 finals.
I don't know what other coaches bring to the table, but I do know what Bobby does, and Bobby it's his work ethic. He's second to none in his work ethic and attention to details. It transcends throughout the club, whether it's myself as a director of sport, whether it's our equipment manager and Joe Hanley, whether it's our athletic trainer. Everyone has held to the highest standard every day. I know most coaches have their favorite 11 or their favorite 18, and if you look at our season at points in times, you didn't know who you're playing against or what formation we were playing against. I think his tactical flexibility surprises teams, and you're always something new of looking at. So I think Bobby's work ethic, his principles, his education in football, it's second to none, and he's been successful on every level he's achieved in or participated in, from the academy levels to developing some of the best players in Canada soccer, and now you've seen his presence at the stage here with Forge on the pro level, and it's just an amazing person to work with day to day.
Now, you've been in the job since 2018. You've got a lot of experience from the playing game. We all know that. What's the current feel? How happy are you in this job? I got to know the answer to that one, because I think I do. But should someone come along and prize you from the seat, would you be looking to go further abroad and to a bigger club? Because let's face it, director of soccer, it's a smaller world than the players' world. It's a smaller world than the coaches' world. In fact, it's a really small world where you likely could get to rub shoulders with some of the bigs, the greats of the game, which, as you know, it's who you know in this game, not just how you play. So would you, for 1 minute, consider in the future leaving Forge FC if the right deal came around? And I'm not saying leave now.
I think that's what you're in the game for. I think as an athletic foundation, I'm always competitive, and as a competitor, you don't want to stop until you've reached the pinnacle of what you can. And for me, the pinnacle of sports is Real Madrid. And that may be a stone's throw or a far sight, but that's what I see as a potential for the job. But of course, I'd like to move forward and move on into a bigger opportunity and maybe a bigger role. But I think right now I'm very happy with the trust that they've put forth in me, Coach Bobby, Scott Mitchell, Bob Young, Matt Afton here at Hamilton Sports Group, and they've been a catalyst in my development as a professional in the game. But yeah, I think when the time is right, and a team comes knocking, if I feel as though it's a situation for me to succeed, I'll I'll definitely take that into consideration. But right now, I'm happy here at Forge. I'm happy in Hamilton, and happy to keep compete for championships.
Nice, nice, nice. I'm glad you didn't say Barcelona, by the way, because I'm a big Madrid man too. Yeah, I mean, I'm not Barca. And I don't want to annoy anybody that loves Barcelona, but I'm Hala Madrid all the way. I mean, mi amigo, Hala Madrid. Eh?
Yeah, yes.
Exactamente.
Exactly. You know, they're one of my Arsenal. I'm actually an Arsenal fan, but to me, there's no bigger club in the world than Real
How long you
Madrid.
been an Arsenal fan? All your life, I bet you.
All my life, I fell in love with the sport at the World Cup seeing Zidane play, but Thierry Henry is my favorite player.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Thierry Henry, the magician, the magician. I tell you what, I saw many goals by Henry, and I lived in London, but I never went to Arsenal because, sadly, my friends, I'm a Man United fan.
Oh,
I could
Jesus.
never go to Highbury unless United were playing. You know, so we're on the opposite ends of the universe, but we're good friends either way. That doesn't matter about the team. It's what you love, and that's the game, right?
Definitely.
Talking personal goals, what do you got for personal goals? I mean, I know you're deep in something that you're building right now with Forge FC, and let's face it, years in the job, you're accumulating relations. It's getting better for you all the while. So what's the personal goals in the next 5 and the next 10 years? What do you foresee?
I would love to have president at the start of my name
Yes.
at point in time throughout my career. I think that's what I'd like to achieve. And if the
No ifs and no buts, man. You're gonna make it.
If the
And I
opportunity,
want that interview.
yeah, you'll be the first. You've
Right.
been great. You've been kind, and we've had our time and passing talking there at ATCO Field. So it's great to be on this platform here. But
Totally,
yeah,
man.
I think ultimately I want to be a president of a club. I think I have the experience on both the technical side and on the executive side to have that role. And I think that role is what you see kind of the Bill Manning role at TSC
yes.
there, where he's in control of kind of both sides of the spectrum there. But ultimately, yeah, I think I've done well to within the soccer world who I've come in contact with for the networking of CONCACAF, us playing in Panama, Honduras, in places like this.
Guyana national team.
It's exactly you keep those contacts and you always want to make a good impression because it's true. You never know who's out there. You never know whose path you might cross. And
We've always got to behave ourselves, haven't we? Eh?
yes. Hey, I still have my moments, but as y'all do, but I'm minimizing them.
You know, listen, I have to behave myself in the media as well, man, because, you know,
Yes.
like I get a lot of love from Forge, but sometimes I got to really behave myself at Cavalry. Vancouver's all over me. So, you know, there's politics all around. You got to behave no matter what, because it's such a small world. I mean, the DOS is the director of soccer, like I said, it's a small world. The media, it's probably not as small as your world, but it's not a big world. And you cannot make enemies anywhere. It would do you in immediately. But put it this way, you're DOS, you're in the job, you're doing a fantastic job. I've met you a few times now. I've got to say this. I love the way you see the game. I love the way you talk the game. And I love the way you understand the whole philosophy behind it because you don't just arrive there. It becomes an experience thing. You learned it as a child. You then gained that as a young kid. You were good enough then to go pro. You went pro. You kept gaining it in different parts of the world. So you traveled that journey, international football, club football. Now I would say you're in the aristocracy side of football. You're going places. The DOS, there's not many around. So what I say to you is carry on the way you are. Thank you for being the man you are. I love every minute of the interaction we always have. And I look forward to many talks. Jelani Smith, everybody, DOS, Forge FC. This is a real man of the game and a super lovely person. And Mum, you should be proud of your son. Thank you, Jelani.
Thanks for having me. Like I said, I think the love of the game brought us together, and we've been in passing moments and fleeting moments, and we sat down through full 90s of games at Calgary and Forge, and shared love of the game, and shared our intelligence and our awareness of the game. And it's, hey, sometimes we don't agree, but it's always a spirited conversation. It's always a good time to see you over there, and you're always been welcoming. I think you're the only person who welcomes me in Calgary.
That's me, brother. That's my character to the T. That's who I am. I'm big heart, and I'm always number 2. Everybody around me is always number 1. You're always number 1 to me, Jelani, and always will be. Big thanks, Jelani. Seriously, mate, I really appreciate it, and I'll be in touch again, bruv. And I look forward to watching another game with you. It's always
Yeah.
fun. Mate. It's always fun. Everybody's jealous at that club because I sit next to you, and no one wants to. No one wants to sit with the enemy. I'm like, he's not the enemy. He's
It's
part of the league.
It's crazy. I'm not playing. I'm just there as the fan. The
Yeah, but you look good enough to play, don't you? That's the thing. See, they think you're a player. Yeah, you still got it.
Once upon a time, I think they're lucky to have to see me.
Love it, mate. Cheers, man. I'm going to walk out, but hey, have a great night.
All
And
right.
I'll see you in the future. Cheers, man. Appreciate it.
Are you a dad yet? I am, sir. I am.
Right
I am.
on.
4 weeks old. That little boy.
Are you getting any sleep?
I am the wife's not.